angle relationships. So there's a number of vocabulary terms with this lesson, but most of them should be terms you're either familiar with or terms that are fairly straightforward. Okay. First one is angle, and that is formed by two lines or two rays where they come together. Okay, so it'll be two lines and the vertex, and, well, one line, the vertex, and then the other line. Okay, and the angle is formed between the two where they meet. Okay, an acute angle is anything less than 90 degrees. A right angle is exactly 90 degrees. An obtuse angle is anything greater than 90 degrees, but less than a full 180 degrees. And a straight angle is exactly 180 degrees. Okay. All right, these next two terms are ones that we use a lot and seem to get forgotten a lot. Okay, students mix them up. But you're going to have questions that have you trying to identify complementary angles or supplementary angles, and if you get them mixed up, you're going to get that problem wrong. Okay, so make sure you get these into your notes. Every time you see complementary, think 90 degrees. Okay, complementary angles are two angles that add up to form a right angle. Okay, a 90-degree angle. And supplementary angles are two angles that add up to 180 degrees. Okay, so we've got a 90-degree angle that two angles add up to, or a straight line 180-degree angle that two angles add up to. All right. The last three are other types of angles. So an adjacent angle are angles that share a line and a vertex. So all supplementary and complementary angles, when they look like this, are going to be adjacent. Okay? If you have anything like this, okay, this angle is adjacent to this angle, and this angle is adjacent to this angle. Okay? These two angles are not adjacent because while they share the same vertex, they don't share a line. Okay? So they have to share one line and one vertex. All right? Congruent angles are angles that have the same measure. So this one right here and this one right here, from this point to that one, these are congruent because they're both 90-degree angles. If we looked at this one, this angle and this angle are going to have the same measure, so these are going to be congruent. Right? These are also called vertical angles. Okay, I have two lines. I should draw these in a different color. I have two lines that intersect. Okay, and these two angles are non-adjacent. Okay, they're across from each other, and so those are vertical angles. All right, these smaller ones, these acute angles, are also vertical angles. Right? Okay, so concept one is classifying angles, and basically that's just looking at angles and deciding which category they fit into. All right. There's a specific way that we label them, though. So this angle right here, we've got a point on this line, or if this line itself just had a label, and then a vertex, and your vertex will have a label. And these are almost always letters, but sometimes they can be numbers. And then your other line has a label. So if I was referring to this angle right here, this one formed by the line A, the vertex X, and the line B, that's going to be angle A, X, B. Okay? And the vertex, that end point, always has to be in the middle. Okay, I could call this angle BXA, and that's going to be the same angle. All right, but see, again, the vertex has to be in the middle. Okay, so if I'm given this diagram and I am asked to find all the acute angles, let's go with green. Okay, I'm looking for anything that's less than 90 degrees. Okay, so this one's going to be acute, this one's going to be acute, this is going to be acute, this is going to be acute, this one's going to be acute, and this one's going to be acute. Okay, so if I was going to label all of those, I would say it's angle EXG, angle GXA, angle AXB, or again, could be angle BXA, angle BXC, and on with the rest of them. So you get the idea. All right. Now let's get rid of those ones. Let's look at obtuse angles. Okay. So again, obtuse angles are angles that are over 90 degrees. And when you're looking at angles, it doesn't matter if there are lines, other lines going through your angle, right? So right here, BXD, doesn't matter that C and F are coming through that, that's still an angle, okay? And that would be an obtuse angle. So BXD, okay? If we look at another one, angle AXF. All right. And look at another one. We've got angle CXG. All right. The only thing to make sure, because sometimes students will make this mistake, is when you're looking at these angles, okay, for obtuse angles, DXG is not going to be obtuse, okay? That is larger than 180 degrees, so it's actually what's known as a reflex angle, but that's not something you'll need to know for this lesson, okay? All right, let's go ahead and find our right angles. So our right angles will often have this little box here, okay? So we've got a right angle here with CXD. A right angle here with CXA, or AXC, okay? And, you know, it looks like we might have a right angle here, you know, that's pretty close, but BXF, or BXG, right? Either of those might be right angles, but until and unless we figure out the exact measurement, we can't say that they're right angles, okay? We can say this is a right angle because CX and D are also right angles, or CXD is a right angle, okay? So these are perpendicular lines, and this is a right angle, so this is going to be a right angle, this will be a right angle, and this will be a right angle. Okay, straight angles, we've got a few, looks like AXD, all right, angle CXE, looks like probably angle G, ooh, it's not a regular G, GX, F, that looks like a straight angle to me. Okay. Again, if we had a more measurements on here, we'd want to be sure, but to me it looks like that is going to be a straight angle. Okay. All right, and now we get into complementary and supplementary. Okay, so I don't like that color. Let's go with orange. So complementary. Complementary is two angles that form a 90-degree angle. So the angle CXF, and if we go back and look at where our 90-degree angles were, that can help. Okay. The angles CXF and FXD are complementary. So angle CXF and angle FXD are complementary. Okay. Angle CXB and angle BXA are complementary. So this angle and this angle form a 90-degree. This angle and this angle form a 90-degree. Okay. And we've got another one down here. All right. Now let's look at supplementary. Supplementary, and that's a little out of the way, but we can still do it. Let's go with like sure. Supplementary again are angles that form 180 degrees. So when we were finding our complementary angles, we were looking to find our right-sided or our right angles, right? Our 90-degree angles. So when we're trying to find supplementary angles, we're going to look back for our straight angles. Okay? And okay, so supplementary angles. Here's one of my straight angles, AXD, and you can see that in this case there's a lot, right? So there's AXB, this angle, and then BXD. Okay, so these two will form 180 degrees. AXC and CXD, that's another one. All right, or AXF and FXD. Okay, also another pair of supplementary angles. All right, you should see again, like we talked about earlier, that with complementary or supplementary angles, they're going to always share a line, right? They're always going to be adjacent angles. Okay. Well, I shouldn't say that. Okay. If you have a diagram like this, they will always be adjacent angles. But if you have, say, I have an angle over here that is 60 degrees. Okay. And over here, I have an angle that is 120 degrees. Okay. These two angles are supplementary. Okay, because they added together, their angle or their degree measures are going to equal 180 degrees. So these two angles are supplementary even though they're not next to each other. When you have a diagram like this, your angles, your supplementary or complementary angles, will be next to each other. All right. Okay.